Sometimes you must be wondering why our politically correct Western leaders lack all sense of proportion. And why is it that they make statements that have no bearing on reality? A few days back, word was amazed that President Obama was going to Cuba to heal the old wounds. And yesterday, when he got a slap in the face, as said by CNN, everybody realized what I have been saying all the time, that this was most inappropriate visit. It was not required, it was redundant, and it was only a camouflage to hide the inefficiency. I was thinking about the legacy of Obama, and I find that he is leaving the Middle East in a much worse state than it ever was. Starting with all the foreign policy failures, right from the day one when he kowtowed to the Saudi king, to the time when he signed the infamous Iranian deal, he has been a failure. He was responsible for Libya and Syrian crisis, and today those are the bastions of ISIS. Cuba is a particular case where US has been consistently failing, whether it was Bay of Pigs fiasco at the time of Kennedy, or the recent so-called wound healing process of Obama. Cuba has not taken kindly to the imperial attitude of the United States of America. And Castro's denigration of the visit of Obama is a clear evidence that those people cannot be taken for a ride. As far as the Iranian deal was concerned, we can be sure that this was supposed to be a failure. I am reminded of a similar deal done in 2008 by President Clinton when he signed the deal with North Korea. The statement issued by Clinton at the same time is identical to the statement issued by Obama, and whatever Clinton had hoped for has been negated by the facts. The same is happening in Iran. You cannot use a small spoon to dine with the devil. You need a long spoon. But these myopic leaders, these leaders suffering from intellectual amnesia and intellectual blindness, acuity, cannot perceive the facts of life, or the political correctness makes them murder. Talking of the political correctness, I am reminded of another modern rock star hero, Justin Trudeau. He stated a few days back, with reference to the killing of the innocent people, that the people who kill us are defeated. What a rotten statement to say. It is as if when the terrorists kill people, the innocent people are winners and the terrorists are defeated. I do not wish anybody to suffer the pain of one's near and dear ones being killed. But this crass statement by Justin Trudeau only shows how far removed from reality he is. These leaders of the West are suffering from two diseases. A, the disease of getting cheap popularity because they are otherwise intellectually, ethically not fit to be where they are. They suffer from acute inferiority complex, and then they pose to be the saviors. They pose to be honest people. And that is why they try to garner cheap popularity by these statements. Secondly, they are politically correct to the extreme. Now, being politically correct at one time or the other might be justified. When, but when being politically correct become a disease, then it is anti-national, anti-human, anti-society. And that is what's happening to Justin Trudeau, and that is what has happened to Obama. The Western leaders have another, I think sometimes that these Western leaders are suffering from a death wish. Death, not the physical death, but the intellectual death. The death of the fresh ideas, the death of fresh thoughts, the death of the critical thinking and critical acumen. Until and unless these leaders are able to understand that you cannot have an eternal place in the hierarchy of the historical values, until and unless you can understand that a mere politician is a thing of the past and would not be remembered a day after he is dethroned, they would never assume the status that Abe Lincoln, George Washington, Disraeli, Garibaldi ever had. Obama got the Nobel Prize quite prematurely, and the facts have shown that he didn't deserve it. I wish there was a way to take away the prize, but that has never been done, and hopefully never would be done, because the politically correct people who rule the roost. The statements of Justin and Obama are so far removed from reality that they make one wonder how these people can lead the nations, lead them to prosperity, lead them to peace, lead them to heavenly freedom, till they are able to establish a connection with the people and realize what the facts are.